In the vast expanse of human colonies, there existed one man who did not belong, cast out from his people for defiance, branded a traitor for questioning authority. He wandered the stars alone. To the humans, he was an exile. To the aliens, he was nothing. Yet destiny had chosen him to become something greater, the bridge between two worlds and the builder of a legacy that would outlive empires. The outcast drifted among forgotten mining colonies and abandoned space stations. Hunger gnawed at him, and despair followed like a shadow. But he refused to die quietly. In the ruins, he scavenged, repaired broken machines, and trained his mind for survival. It was in those cold years of loneliness that he forged the strength that would make him dangerous. He stumbled upon ancient ruins left behind by a long-dead alien race. Within those broken halls, he found strange devices, some still humming faintly with energy. He studied them for weeks, learning fragments of knowledge. Though much was lost to him, these ruins whispered of civilizations that had risen and fallen, teaching him that empires, even mighty ones, could crumble. On a desolate moon, he encountered an alien for the first time. The Valari, reptilian and proud, sought to enslave him. But instead of bowing, the outcast fought back using guerrilla tactics learned from ancient human wars. The Valari commander underestimated him, and for the first time, an alien warrior fell to the cunning of a lone human. Whispers spread. A single exile had defeated a Valari hunter. The Valari did not take their defeat lightly. They sent hunters to track him across systems. For weeks, he evaded them, using his knowledge of terrain and machines to outwit their pursuit. Each close call hardened him further. To the galaxy, he was still nameless, but to the Valari, he had become a symbol of defiance that had to be extinguished. Not all aliens were enemies. The Zarathi, elegant aristocrats who had grown weary of endless ritual. Wars found curiosity in the outcast's defiance. They offered him passage in exchange for stories of Earth's brutal past. Around fires under alien skies, he spoke of wars that scarred continents and united nations. The Zarathi listened, horrified and fascinated. For the first time, they saw humanity not as weak, but as dangerous survivors. In a sprawling alien marketplace lit by neon suns, the outcast walked among species who had never before seen a human. Some mocked, some stared in curiosity, and others whispered. He traded, scavenged metals and salvaged parts for food and tools. In that market, he learned the delicate dance of diplomacy. When to bow, when to stand tall, and when to let silence speak louder than words. The outcast discovered scattered bands of human refugees, colonies abandoned after alien invasions. They were broken, starving, and hopeless. Yet when he spoke, his words ignited something in them. He told them they were not forgotten. He trained them in the arts of war that humanity had perfected on Earth. Under his guidance, the weak began to rise, and the outcast became their leader. He turned farmers into soldiers, mechanics into engineers, and children into scouts. He made them believe in themselves by sharing humanity's long history of survival, how humans had endured plagues, wars, and extinctions. Every lesson he gave was rooted in Earth's past, and soon the refugees began to call themselves not survivors but warriors of a new cause. Together, humans and their few alien allies struck at forgotten outposts of the great empires. They sabotaged Krek's hive tunnels, burned Valari supply lines, and shattered Zarathi ceremonial fleets. Each victory was small but symbolic. Rumors spread across the galaxy. An outcast was forging an army out of the broken, a phantom force teaching the galaxy a new kind of war. The resistance discovered a silent planet, long abandoned yet rich with resources. They made it their base, hollowing out mountains for hangars and turning deserts into training grounds. There, for the first time, humans and aliens built ships together, blending technologies once thought incompatible. A fleet was born in secret, a shadow army preparing for war. The Lyrans, masters of psychic domination, sought to break him. They entered his mind, expecting submission. Instead, they drowned in memories not their own. Trenches filled with mud and blood, nuclear firestorms consuming cities, the screams of billions from humanity's wars terrified the Lyrans. Withdrew, the outcast's mind became a weapon, and the legend of his defiance grew. On a neutral world, under the shattered dome of an abandoned station, the outcast gathered humans and aliens alike. He spoke not of conquest, but of survival. He promised no empire, only freedom. Valari, deserters, Zarathi rebels, and even some Krex drones stood beside humans for the first time. The council marked the birth of something unthinkable, a coalition led not by nations, but by an exile. The coalition was fragile. Some aliens distrusted humans, and some humans still hated aliens. Fights broke out, and many questioned the exile's leadership. To prove unity, he led them into battle together. The mission was costly, but when they returned victorious, the seeds of trust began to grow. Yet not all could be trusted. Within his growing coalition, spies and traitors whispered in the shadows. An attack on their stronghold nearly ended the dream. Many died, and the outcast himself was gravely wounded. But instead of collapsing, the survivors swore vengeance. The betrayal hardened them, and the outcast rose from his wounds with a fire greater than before. The Coalition built its fleet from scraps of defeated ships, stolen alien craft, and human ingenuity. Though fragile, these vessels became symbols of rebellion when they clashed with the Empire's armadas. The sight of such a ragtag fleet striking with precision inspired fear in their enemies and hope in the oppressed. In a daring move, the Coalition launched a siege on Valari Prime itself. The battle raged for days, with cities burning and skies filled with fire. Though they could not conquer the Valari homeworld, they proved the Empire could bleed. That single truth spread like wildfire through the galaxy. The Coalition evacuated entire human colonies from the grip of alien overlords. Thousands were saved, carried away under the protection of the Exile's fleet. To those refugees, he was no longer just a leader. He was a savior who gave them hope of freedom. The galaxy's great empires could no longer ignore him. A coalition of alien powers assembled to crush the rebellion once and for all. Their fleets darkened the skies, their armies numbered in billions. Against them stood the Exile's ragtag army, humans, aliens, outcasts, and dreamers. The final war erupted across worlds, from burning cities to asteroid belts soaked in fire. For every human who fell, 10 rose in their place, bound by the Outcast's vision. On the battlefield, the Exile faced the Valari warlord who had once hunted him. Their duel was not only of weapons, but of ideals. The Valari fought for dominance, the Exile fought for freedom. Their clash echoed across the field, and when the warlord fell, the rebellion surged with renewed strength. In the climactic battle, the Outcast led from the front. His strategies turned the galaxy's mightiest fleets into chaos. His people fought not for conquest, but for survival and freedom. At the war's peak, he sacrificed himself, ensuring victory by drawing enemy forces into a trap that shattered their unity. Forever, the Outcast's body was never found, but his name echoed in every survivor's heart. Generations later, the story of the Outcast lived on. To humans, he became a symbol of defiance. To aliens, a teacher of survival. His legacy was not a crown, not a throne, but a lesson that even the broken and forgotten could rise to shape history. The Exile who was cast away had built something greater than an empire. He had built a human legacy that would never fade.